So this video about my book and introduction to this book, to give you the idea what this book about. It is I'm writing a book in Russian, because I have many more Russian supporters and Russian visitors to my channel than English-speaking people, and so I will put some English translations in future, but I prefer to work personally. If somebody will make a pre-order or support me, then I will work personally. So let's go. As I said, I present the fourth part of the introduction of my book, that is Stop Aging. This is a text just to give you impression, and then you will decide is it worthwhile to pre-order the book or not. So this is the table of content. I just made a translation with Google Translator, and you see that it has almost more than 60 chapters. So it's quite fundamental research, and it has also links to videos and presentations in Russian. This is in Russian language, but if I will get enough pre-orders, I will make translation to English, and then I prefer not to make printed version, because printed version is not very convenient to work, because I give the links to the sources, so anybody who has this draft version of the book, he can go deeper to the sources and understand the process and my ideas deeper. So this is my book. This is my goal. Again, I started this project just for personal reason, because I'm 64, and in my life such things happen that I just didn't have any other choice to rejuvenate my body or to get or die quick, because life is stressful, life was not easy. And especially I explained in my Russian videos that we are just coming to the very hard times. In about 2 years or shorter, we will get to very hard time with artificial famine. And the purpose of this, next time, it is about from 7, maybe 9 years, maybe a little bit longer. In this time, there will be a very huge depopulation, so decimation of the mankind. And how much people will be called out, I don't know. It's probably 50% or 75 or even 90 or 95% of population will just perish because of these conditions which are coming. And as I always say, it is not some kind of conspiracy. It is artificial. It is natural process. Because we are, as a mankind, came to the stage that we may perish all the civilization, all the biological species, and in such conditions there is no other way but to remove the degraded mutants, to remove people who cannot work creatively, and then whatever it is, nature is never ethical, nature is always tough, and then to survive in next 10 years, and then later on, when there will be drop of technologies, and we will come to maybe a situation in the 19th century with no electricity and with no mobile phones, nothing, and then to survive then after this time of the depopulation, it will be also hard. And I try to give you some more information to improve your health, so that you will not rely on retirement fees, but you can rely on your health and physical abilities to work, and also some other important things like to grow your healthy children, and then children will support you. Okay, then again I will continue. So this is some explanation about my book, a short one, and so how to stop aging. If you was watching my previous videos, you have to remember that all the aging is a result of the evolutionary adaptation of our body to heal wounds quick. Yeah, this is the evolutionary adaptation. This evolutionary adaptation developed very quick, just few generations, and then we developed this mechanism when to heal wounds quick, some healthy cells get transformed into senescent cells, and then senescent cell produce this pro-inflammatory signal molecules, which are SASP, and then with these pro-inflammatory molecules they attract they produce dilation of the capillaries and also attract immune cells, and they attract stem cells, and then the wound healing is much accelerated, and we are not so mammals and humans do not die because the wounds quickly recover. We can quickly recover after trauma or some damage. Okay, then, but unfortunately, this evolutionary adaptation came to the point that while aging, our extracellular matrix is stiffening, and stiffening is a signal to healthy molecules, to healthy cells to get transformed into zombie cells, and in the stiff matrix, in the stiff extracellular matrix, migration of the immune cells and stem cells are reduced, and they cannot migrate, and then what we are getting accumulation of zombie cells. So our aging is that demonstrates itself is in the accumulation of zombie cells, but the mechanism why zombie cells accumulate, it is because of stiffening of extracellular matrix. This is the mechanism. So if we want to rejuvenate our body, then this is we have to slow down or reverse the extracellular matrix stiffening, and this is my idea. And when I watching some presentation of the scientists, biologists who work in this area of aging and rejuvenation, possible rejuvenation, I just wondering, do they have ability to think logically, or maybe they are voluntarily joined this program of depopulation? I don't know, because what they propose is often accelerate aging. For example, so for senescent cells, I will tell it a little bit longer, they need a high level of NAD plus molecules, and to produce this NAD plus molecules, they need special metabolysis. These senescent cells, they burn glucose, not burn, but they transfer glucose to lactic acid, and in this process they get energy. This is very inefficient way, but in such way many NAD plus molecules is produced, and zombie cells are hyperactive in production of these proteins, which are signal molecules. So they use this mechanism, and also not only zombie cells, but virus-infected cells work the same, and cancer cells work the same in such mechanism. And then understanding how zombie cells and why they got senescent, they got this zombie status, it is important to reverse aging. And I don't see that people understand it, or at least not many people understand it. And what they propose, again, that like David Sinclair is proposed to increase production of NAD+, but it is certainly increasing risk of cancer development and certainly accelerate aging. So if you take supplements like what he is proposing, NMN, nucleamide mononucleotide, this is, and also nucleamide riboside, then this is not making you younger, it makes you older, and I mean older in time, that it accelerates aging. This is again, I don't understand. People either cannot think logically, cannot connect dots, or they do it specially. I don't know how to explain it. I am a professional scientist. I can think logically. In my career of science, I got solution for quite complicated technical problems. But now I am in biology because for personal reasons, and I see how to do it, and I see it because I can think logically. Okay, so this is the book about what my findings and my understanding, and so I think it can help you to survive next 10 years and later, because your body, you have to make your body really healthy and young, and to survive, or otherwise you will just will perish due to artificial famine, or no energy, or maybe in fighting people for food. It's again question of life or death, and for me it was always a question of life and death, and this is why I go into this research. Okay, let's go. How to stop aging. So we may see that main cause of the senile body degeneration is explosive increase in the number of so-called zombie cells. But as I said, but the very transition of the healthy cells to zombie cells is the result of increasing stiffness of the extracellular matrix. This is real mechanism. This is how it goes. And because zombie cells appear as a reaction to the stiff extracellular matrix, and immune cells cannot kill them, macrophages cannot kill zombie cells, and the same way as they are doing in wound healing, but they cannot kill them, and therefore number of zombie cells is growing explosively, and eventually people die and live much shorter than they can. Okay, then also development of tissue fibrosis and the loss of elasticity in the lungs and kidney are especially dangerous. Again, development of the fibrosis is reaction to stiffening of the extracellular matrix. And again, during fibrosis, these senescent cells appear in lungs and kidney, but people somehow think that these senescent cells, they drive the fibrosis. Not at all. Not at all. They at least secondary. If they appear, then this fibrosis can be accelerated, but the course is this stiffening of the extracellular matrix. Okay, then the task of science would be to reduce rate of tissue degeneration and even reduce stiffness of the extracellular matrix, which is the main goal. Absolutely, this way we have to go. While I never hear, or if I hear, then people have no idea what to do to reduce the stiffness of the extracellular matrix. And I think I have ideas, and I proven it. So, and then again, so that we have to reduce stiffness of the extracellular matrix, and to ensure elimination of debris and toxins from cells and from the extracellular matrix, because this is next what is happening. We accumulate toxins and debris and some other toxins inside the cells and in extracellular matrix. And then also what we need, we have to increase the ability of our immune system to destroy hyperactive zombie cells, how it works in younger body. So we have to reduce production of these pro-inflammatory molecules or SASP, senescent associated secretive phenotype, by zombie cells, and even eliminate some of the cells, because if they accumulate too many, if we have too many zombie cells, the level of toxins in the blood, the level of these pro-inflammatory molecules is too high, and then our body is just actually kill itself by these toxins. And if we eliminate some number of zombie cells, it will not stop stiffening of the extracellular matrix. It will not stop, but at least we will get a higher rate of metabolism, and then the side effects will not be so severe. Okay, then again, the research, what I see in scientific publications nowadays, mostly goes in the last two directions. That is, the drugs that reduce production of pro-inflammatory signal molecules SASP are called senostatics or senomorphic drugs, and drugs that selectively eliminate zombie cells are called senolytics. So this is two directions what we see, and there are other directions like working with genes which are absolute dead end, absolute dead end. But okay, whatever. Okay, if we can compare senescent cell and healthy cells, we see differences. Differences is also accumulation of lipofuscin in a large amount of lipofuscin inside the senescent cells. And I explained it already that lipofuscin, it is from polyunsaturated fatty acids mostly, but also from production of reactive oxygen species in mitochondria. Mitochondria also damaged in senescent cells. This is why the cells use not burning of the fat acids and burning of the sugar in mitochondria. Instead, they produce energy in cytoplasm, so inside the cell, by converting this glucose to lactic acid. Yeah? So here it is a little bit more visible. So small cell, healthy cell, get converted to this senescent cells, and we have a lot of large amount of this lysosomal mass, because lysosomes they're trying to digest this PUFA, oxidated polyunsaturated fatty acid. They cannot. They grow in size, and the amount of this lipofuscin is increasing, and the size of the cells increasing, and meanwhile they produce a lot of proteins, and proteins and mitochondria are damaged. These mitochondria also produce a lot of reactive oxygen species, and but nevertheless they produce they are hyperactive in production of proteins, which are special proteins, pro-inflammatory proteins, which are senescent associated secretive phenotype. Okay, then even because of this reactive oxygen species, damage to DNA may happen, but mainly it is difference can be seen at this slide. You see here healthy cells, fibroblasts, and here have senescent. So you see the green color, it is the lipofuscin accumulation. So we have a lot of this oxidated polyunsaturated fatty acids, and also the nucleus is larger, because again this is to produce proteins at higher rate, and size is much larger. You see, you can compare linear sizes, and you can imagine how large are the in volume. So in volume it is even more. Okay, then again let's go to senolytic and senostatics. Thousands of drugs are already proposed that could potentially be senolytics and senostatics, potentially, because again this is very active research, but not much information available. So we know only a small number of these substances from publications that are open to public. Some of these substances are of natural origin, so they are cheap. Therefore, their use cannot be patented, and the cost of the clinical trials cannot be covered by the sales of these drugs. Therefore, most anti-aging companies are focused on more sophisticated new drugs and procedures, so that the revenues generated from these technologies can cover research and clinical trials. However, neither senostatics nor senolytics can extend radically the lifespan of older people with already stiff extracellular matrix. This again, so we go. Since the transition of a part of the healthy cells into the zombie state occurs as a reaction to the increase in the stiffness of the extracellular matrix, then even if we remove some excess of zombie cells periodically, I mean intermittently, so and even then we will not able to live forever. And experiments on animals show that such intermittent intake of senolytics lead to extension of lifespan of mice only 6%. Since mice die mostly from cancer development and not from accumulation of zombie cells, then for humans maybe greater effect can be expected, maybe up to 30%, 36%. It's already a lot, but not sure because nobody did it. So, and I myself already at the such stage of promoting of my own of getting my own rejuvenation, that I practice the intermittent intake of drugs that either remove part of the zombie cells with like senolytics, or reduce activity in the secreting of the pro-inflammatory molecules. This is so senostatic or senomorphic. Again, I should say this is the senolytics are quite dangerous substances because the mechanisms they work, they also always suppress mitochondria, damage mitochondria, and so you can die from this. If you're not healthy already, then it damages your heart, and in my trials I see it. So I'm relatively healthy person, so I take this risk, but I just don't want to share these findings because again, people, if people not prepared and they will just use it, they may pass away from the, and then who and me to blame. No, so it's again, I keep it for myself, but maybe in time we will get to the point of the clinical trials and participation of other people in the project, if everything will be good. Okay, then again, mechanism for increasing the extracellular matrix stiffness. It is, first of all, again, I repeat what was I told before. We have to understand why and how the extracellular matrix in tissues are stiffening in time. As I mentioned already, the first stage is the destruction of elastin fibers and their replacement with collagen fibers. Elastin fibers are synthesized only in infancy and early childhood, not in adults. And since collagen is about 100 times stiffer than elastin, this results in slow increase in stiffness. Next stage is the cross-linking of collagen fibers with sugar molecules in reactions of glycation. Interestingly, the stem and progenitor cells that replace damaged cells in our body differentiate according to the stiffness of the extracellular matrix. So, in bone tissue, stem cells turn into bone cells and begin to accumulate calcium phosphates. And if the walls of large arteries, like aorta, become too stiff, then the stem cells in there, which are coming, migrating in there, they turn into bone cells. And as a result, calcium phosphate accumulates in the walls of the arteries, and gradually the large arteries turn into rigid bone tubes. And the role of elastic arteries is to smoothen out the pulsations of the blood pressure. Otherwise, blood pressure rises with increasing risk of rupture of capillaries in the brain and heart. So that the likelihood of death from stroke or heart attack is increasing. So it is nothing good. And you see here, sorry, it's in Russian, but okay, you understand. This is how elasticity of aorta changing with aging. So when we are young, aorta can increase volume 2 times, no problem. And aorta has very large volume. It is coming from here to down to stomach, and even further. It is then it gets split to other arteries, as we can see here. And so it is a very big volume of the aorta. And when our heart is working, it is pushing blood out, yes, and we have this increase in the systolic pressure, and then aorta is increasing volume, and elasticity of the aorta keeps the blood flow when the heart is relaxed. So blood is pushing blood out, and the heart is pushing blood out, and then the aorta does the rest of the job. And then the diastolic pressure is the measure of elasticity of the capillaries and also elasticity of the aorta, because blood is flowing through the capillaries, and the elasticity of the capillaries, if they're elastic, then the friction is less. So it is, again, the smaller the diastolic pressure, the better. This is good indication that the elasticity of blood vessels is good enough. Yeah, so this is again a very important parameter which we can see, and you see that again in young age it can increase 2 times, but in older age it's only 50%, so it is nothing, and even less when in very old age it is like bone tube, then it doesn't work at all. Okay, then again, reducing the stiffness of the walls of blood vessels and extracellular matrix. Can stiffness increase, can be prevented? Yes, I believe yes. And I apply my ideas to myself. Other experts believe that increase in the arterial stiffness and the increase in blood pressure with age cannot be prevented. Even if they accept this idea, the driving mechanism of aging is the stiffness of the extracellular matrix, they say, no, we cannot do anything with this. So this, and they say, okay, we cannot live longer than 100 or 120 years, and rejuvenation is impossible. I don't even mention the people who do not consider this mechanism of stiffness of the extracellular matrix. They just go absolutely wrong direction, and again, as a scientist, I just wondering why people cannot think, or what. Okay, but again, external manifestation of the tissue stiffening is loss of skin elasticity, of course. It is thinning and sagging. Yes, it's my face is... I started this project not long ago, and I went to a little bit more intensive treatments, maybe less than 10 months ago. So, and I got improvement in my blood vessels, but yet for skin it is I have to work more, and I ordered some stuff which can help me to do it, but again it takes long, yes. Okay, this is what is happening with the skin because of this glycation. Skin losing elasticity, and the elastin fibers are destroyed. It is losing elasticity. This is a visually how the aging is happening, yes. And of course, scientists have long been, at least some scientists, they long been looking for a remedy to reduce extracellular matrix stiffening due to the reaction of glycation and accumulation of this advanced glycation end products. And by so far we are witnessing only slight progress in this direction, very small. I would say all the huge investments in the rejuvenation technology started maybe 20 years ago, and no progress. I see no progress at all, or very little, and just some findings which are not very important. But meanwhile, I asked for support of my project to produce this. I will tell later how to decrease the stiffness of the extracellular matrix, and it works. It was not supported at all. So I just wondering why. Again, maybe people just don't need any competition, or they voluntarily support the decimation of population, whatever. Okay, I don't care. It is my project. I do it for myself first of all, and then if it works for me, then even enough. If it will not, if other people will not join it, it's problem, but not so big. Okay, then again, I suggest, this is my idea, I suggest that we may equip macrophages with very potent enzymes to break down cross-linked collagen fibers and accumulated debris in the inflamed tissues. Such potent enzymes can be found in the intestines of worms and some insect larvae. After all, the corpses of animals and humans get eaten by worms and by bacteria and some fungi, and these bacteria and fungi in the intestines of the worms and then our bodies, I mean animal bodies, they turned into humus. And I would say that some smart people from India sell this humus, or rather aqueous humus extract. They call it shilajit. It is not real shilajit, but nevertheless they sell it. And it's interesting that it helps. It really helps to improve that human health and digestion. It works because these enzymes, if they make extraction, cold water extraction, it works. Okay, I believe this product is different from the ancient shilajit, and I propose to call it warm shilajit. Okay, so it works, but let's call it warm shilajit, not original shilajit, because I have a video about original shilajit and what is the difference. This is why, let's say, warm shilajit, but it works. It works to some extent at least, but to eat this hummus, well, I don't know. I would rather hesitate. But okay, another well-known source of potent enzymes for breaking down collagen is the bacteria in the intestines of predatory fish. Let's think about this together. Okay, predatory fish sometimes can catch and swallow some smaller fish without tearing it to pieces, and in their stomach and intestines, gastric juice and enzymes turn the fish into some soft porridge. This is this so-called warm shilajit, what you can buy. And then again, these nutrients from this porridge diffuse into intestine villi, and after enter the bloodstream of the fish, and some parts which are more difficult to be broken by enzymes or the predatory fish. Therefore, they move to the large intestine, and they are eaten by bacteria of the microbiome there. So we have enzymes which are the fish produced itself, and they work, but not completely. Then in large intestine there are bacteria. These bacteria they use even more potent enzymes to break down chitin and collagen of the prey. And one more interesting thought, that if bacteria in the large intestine of predatory fish produce such potent enzymes, then could these enzymes get into lysosomes of macrophages and of the same fish? I believe yes. And after all, a great number of macrophages stay on duty behind the endothelial layer of the villi to prevent harmful microbes and toxic substances from getting into the blood and lymph capillaries. And then the enzymes inside of the intestines may be swallowed, may be sucked by macrophages, and by definition they get directly into the lysosomes, which are digestive organelles of the macrophages. And these lysosomes already have more than 60 own enzymes, but it's just even more. And again, then these macrophages, they are migrating, they are not stay always in the intestine area, but they migrate, and they can migrate from the area of guts along the lymph vessels to inflamed tissues if they are attracted by signal molecules with hyperactive senescent zombie cells. Okay, if we have local inflammation somewhere, or some zombie cells which are produce senescent associated signal prototype, then the macrophages are coming inside and they try to destroy excess of collagen fibers, and because they have to get to the area, and if the matrix is very stiff, they just eat this collagen, break it to amino acids, and they eventually, what is happening, they reduce stiffness of the extracellular matrix with these enzymes. Okay, remember that these macrophages are equipped by potent digestive enzymes in addition to own collection. So again, that macrophages are getting these super efficient enzymes. And then the macrophages clean up the inflamed area from debris and zombie cells. Also, debris may include excessive and cross-linked collagen fibers, misfolded proteins, and lipofuscin in the tissue. So that's my idea is following. that extracellular matrix in some large predatory fish is just not very large, but some predatory fish is not getting too stiff because the macrophages clean up collagen cross-link collagen that is cross-linked by sugar molecules, and they also consume this lipofuscin, which is very much oxidized polyunsaturated fatty acids. So this, we give them a tool in some enzymes to work to clean our body, I mean body of the fish in particular, but we may think how to get these enzymes ourselves. Again, the ability to think logically. I'm a professional scientist. It's my duty, I mean, profession and education to think logically. It helps to solve scientific problems. This idea is clearly logical, yes, right? So, but I'm not a pioneer in this, honestly speaking. I'm not a pioneer because the favorite food of the Vikings and other Swedish Scandinavians is the rotten herring. They call it surströmming, if I pronounce it correct. Okay, but okay, then to be polite, let's call it fermented fish. To prepare this dish, the heads of the fish are removed and thrown away, and the bodies with intestines are kept for at least 2 months in a barrel without access to air, and bacteria multiply in the barrel and convert collagen from scales and bones into some soft porridge. This is very stinking product, but again, people love it because it has these ferments. Bacteria produce ferments which may break the collagen, cross-linked collagen. So consumption of such food is helpful. It extends lifespan, certainly. Okay, not only with this, but one very important element. So the product has a pungent smell of rotten fish, which however does not stop gourmands. And then another similar product is Thai favorite fish sauce, which is prepared by fermenting small fish in barrels or glass jars, and the rotten fish is scooped up with a spoon and added to the famous Thai salad of papaya fruit. The original papaya salad really stinks. So if you eat the papaya salad somewhere in Bangkok in the food court, it is not real papaya salad. To taste real papaya salad, you have to go to some provinces and eat together with locals. Then they prepare the real papaya salad. Yes. Okay. Moreover, papaya fruit contains the digestive enzyme papain. And then I was trying to eat this original papaya salad, and I admit benefits of such dish for better digestion, for sure, but I cannot force myself to eat it because it's just stinking. Okay, but I do other way. I marinate ocean fish with intestines. This is how the Thai sauce can be fish sauce can be produced. So small fish together with everything, yeah, just intestines and even the heads, all put into the glass vessel and closed, and it is rotting inside, so without excess of air. Yeah, it is rotting, and then this fluid, I mean this liquid which appears, it is used because it is full of these ferments. So, but my way, I do it different. I buy frozen mackerel, and I cut heads, the same like Scandinavians do, to avoid the bitter taste from the gills. And I fill the carcasses with marinade and put them into the refrigerator. But intestines, I don't remove. So, and after 2 days, you can already eat them. At the same time, I do not pour out the marinade because I can reduce it, reuse it for marinating and stewing meat. And for example, the liver, the beef liver, I buy beef liver and I marinate this beef liver in this second use marinade, and takes longer. It takes It can stay for weeks. And I eat little portions of the liver because it is full of vitamins and it is already with these ferments. These ferments, these bacteria grow. I see how they produce some gases, but it is not stinking and it is nice. I mean, different from Thai sauce, Thai fish sauce. It's delicious. Even I believe delicious food. So I eat it raw with no cooking, and it is very good, really good. Okay, but again, you can make cook meat with this marinade, and especially if you stew meat using so-called sous vide, sorry, misspelling, sous vide, but okay, you understand, sous vide technology, that is at low temperature of 50-60 degrees Celsius for at least 6 or 8 hours. At this temperature, the digestive enzymes do not denaturate, but activate it and make the meat amazingly tasty. Additional vitamins and other substances are not destroyed, so I recommend. It's really easy. This is how I use it. It's not my picture, but the same way. I buy 6 large this mackerel fish, 6, it's about 1.5 kilograms or a little bit more, and then I paid $2.50 for this portion, and 6 fish it is to put in one plastic container. And then I cut the heads and cut the stomach, but intestines are stay because I need this bacteria to work. Okay, but not only this, because I go further. This was my long time. I started this project long time, and then I use enzymes from Waxmos Larva. So this larva has bacteria in the intestines of the Waxmos larva, and then I call this extract of this with these ferments, with these enzymes, is honeybee shilajit, or I call it real shilajit. Okay, Waxmos larvae are able to digest not only honey, pollen of plants and beeswax, but even polyethylene. So the enzymes are so potent, so strong, that even polyethylene cannot stay. Not to mention collagen or cross-linked collagen. So, and again, and the waste product which this larva secrete resembles dried apple crumbles by smell, taste, and appearance. Nothing is repulsive. You can watch my video about this. So it's really good. I mean, I like it. And since the intestines of the larva are very short, enzymes, fungi, and bacteria from the intestines get ejected when the larvae are feeding on the honeycombs, and then I collect this waste products, and you can swallow it in a capsule or just put it to mouth, or maybe make extract, whatever. So, and long ago, I started this project long ago. I keep an apiary with Asian honeybees and a small Waxmos farm to produce the remedy, and the crumbs of the waste products can be consumed, as I said, dry or in capsule, or used to prepare tinctures with honey or vodka. And medicinal properties of the honeybee shilajit tinctures are well known in folk medicine in Russia and Ukraine and East European countries. It's again, I am not inventing it. So in particular, regular intake of the tincture on vodka gradually dissolves scars after myocardial infections and reduces blood pressure. So if it reduces scars, if it dissolves scars, then certainly these enzymes can, if they get into the macrophages, they just can eat this cross-linked or excessive collagen, and this is how it works. Then excessive amount of collagen in scars can be destroyed with the tincture, but not with enzymes in blood, but enzymes in the macrophages. Yeah, because to activate these enzymes you need acidic environment, and our blood is alkalic environment. So if enzymes are in the blood, they don't work, but inside the lysosomes of the macrophage they work. This is a mechanism. Again, it's easy to understand how it works. It is absolutely logical, and I like it. And I started this project long ago, and the idea was that if I will feed this Waxmos larva not only with honeycombs, but also will give some collagen, also maybe some rice bran, because it has this unsaturated, polyunsaturated fatty acids. And if this Waxmos larva eats these products, then it develops microbiomes that can break the polyunsaturated fatty acids, and it can break also collagen. This was the idea that I was that I have invested quite a lot of my money in it, but okay, the situation changed radically, so I cannot go into this project. So again, logically speaking, I believe that if you regularly consume a tincture on vodka or honey with such super enzymes, then these super enzymes can get into macrophages from our intestines, and more precisely inside the lysosomes, and become part of the digestive system of the macrophages. Then these super macrophages, superheroes, can migrate from the intestine area to inflamed tissues, and there they can specifically destroy the cross-linked collagen fibers, and as well as utilize the accumulation, or that they can consume this debris, which is lipofuscin, because some cells are dying, and the lipofuscin gets accumulated. Also in the atherosclerosis, we have accumulation of this lipofuscin, and then macrophages can clean your blood vessels from all this shit, all this junk. So again, instead of the rigid, the stiff cross-link collagen, fibroblast cells will produce new, more elastic collagen. This is the stiffness. So far, that stiffness of the extracellular matrix and arteries will decrease, and the result will be visible as a decrease in blood pressure, and increase in physical stamina, in endurance and mood, and it works. It works. It's again. I'm not an inventor, so it was well known in folk medicine. So the tincture is recommended also to heal atherosclerosis, as I said, because these enzymes destroy the atherosclerosis plaque, and thrombosis also. It helps to reduce thrombosis. And macrophages with the potent enzymes can digest deposits of low-density lipoproteins. So they're so potent, yes. But also they can digest even polyethylene, not to mention lipoproteins, which are lipofuscin. They digest these plaques. They digest these lipoproteins, lipofuscin, in the atherosclerotic plaques. That is, they heal the atherosclerosis. Also, the macrophages can destroy collagen fibers, obviously, and instead, okay, then just repeat it. Okay, but stiffness of the extracellular matrix in arteries will decrease, and the result, in particular, will be decrease in blood pressure and increase in physical endurance. So sorry, I repeat it again. Sorry. Okay, then I have the result. After 8 months of regular intake of the tinctures. My blood pressure dropped from 120 to 80, systolic 120, diastolic 80, and heartbeat rate 60 beats per minute. It dropped to 90, 50, and 52 beats per minute. I had to, okay, then let's look. This is my measurements. So it is changing some days, but again, the diastolic pressure, which corresponds to the stiffness of the aorta, the main artery of our body, is low. Low pressure indicates high elasticity of the aorta, high elasticity of the capillaries, of blood capillaries. Okay, this is how it works. So this blood pressure is better than I used to have when I was young. When I was young, the heartbeat rate was below 50, like 42, 45, but now I have about 50. But diastolic pressure is, shows that I am quite good inside, not outside. Outside I have to work longer, to take longer. So, okay, what else? Another way to restore elasticity of the skin and internal organs is the use of drugs and herbs, which make our body produce elastin fibers even in old age. There are drugs, I was talking about this already, and there are drugs that improve the large arteries elasticities in mice and reduce wrinkles on the face of old women. This my previous videos. And as usual, recently I began to use some of these drugs on myself, and again, but it will take a long time to get the improvement in my appearance, and so skin rejuvenation takes longer in comparison with walls of intestine and blood vessels, because stiffening of the intestines also very important. We need elastic intestine. Otherwise, if it is stiff, it cannot work properly. It can be damaged very easy, and etc. So it's also one element of the rejuvenation. It is to make blood vessels and intestine elastic. Okay, this is important. Again, I am talking about this. It's like nobody understands. I don't know. Huh? What is the situation? Why people cannot understand so simple things? So simple things. But they're getting a lot of money for the research. And again, I cannot check elasticity of my blood vessels just because I'm very limited in resources. I try to apply for support, and some people who are getting millions and millions in this area, and they just don't care. So probably they know something about future, and in future, as I said, the program is decimation of the civilization. So to survive, will be very tricky. One more element, which is again important in aging, yes? Wait, let me, okay, yeah, strange. Okay, a little bit mixed, okay. What is happening if you're aging, men are aging, and they get inflammation of the prostate gland, and also enuresis, enuresis, and this is a big problem. And because two stuff, it's because your bladder is getting not elastic first, and then your prostate gland is inflaming, increasing in volume. Yeah, and there is nothing more embarrassing for an elderly person than wearing diapers. No, it's. I would rather die or kill myself instead of wearing this shit. Yeah. I know. Okay, or another, if you're not been able to empty your bladder normally, can it be avoided and cured? Yes, it can be treated. In the initial stage, this problem manifests itself like nocturia, the need to wake up at night to pee, and I already solved this problem for myself. And so I will talk about it in this book, but yet it is limited access because the remedy is very patent and can harm body of people who don't understand and not prepared. Okay, this is how to, so they try to heal this nocturia with yoga and some meditation and acupuncture. Whatever. Okay, then sorry I repeat some details again. So, again, prostate gland in men swelling because it is a manifestation of the aging process, that is increase in stiffness of the extracellular matrix and accumulation of zombie cells in your prostate gland. It is because of the transition of the part of the healthy cells to the zombie state with significant increase in the volume of these cells. And then prostate gland swells, eventually blocks the urinary channel and it can be completely cured only in the process of all rejuvenation. So you cannot cure this particular problem without rejuvenation of all your body. This is just on the way. If you go to rejuvenation, you will not have this problem, so for sure. But again, it's rejuvenation not easy. There is no magic pill, no magic substance which can help, and it works, but works slowly. This you see that volume of the senescent cells is much larger, and as a result, this prostate gland is just swelling in size, and then you cannot go pee, and also your bladder is stiff, cannot expand, and then you have to go to toilet many times at night. Some people, I have some friends who waking up 3-4 times a day at night, 3-4 times, and this is too a lot, and they cannot sleep enough during the night, so they sleep at the daytime. It's certainly very big decrease in the reduction in the lifestyle, and reduction is a really big problem. Unfortunately, situation is such that I know the secret, I know how to heal it, yes? But these people, they look at me, they think, oh, you are not a doctor, you are not a medical doctor, we will not trust you. And again, okay, no problem, no problem, take medicine, you have medical insurance, go on to hospital, try to cure it, I don't care. It's not my problem. But again, even sometimes they aggressively, they attack me when I try to tell them, okay, there is a cure, I can give you, but not it is not cheap. I can buy it for you and I can give it to you, but I not disclose the recipe. You can, and of course it is not appreciated at all. So again, it is not my problem. It is not my problem. Again, even I understand that I am not doing right things because I'm a medical doctor. I cannot heal. I cannot help other people. I can provide information, so people will think, will discuss this stuff with physicians, and maybe they will use it, maybe not, I don't care. Again, this project is for my own rejuvenation. I am interested to live long and to be healthy, and I work for myself. Again, it takes time, and I put my life in risk for this purpose, and so I believe that it will work. And I see that it should work, it works. But about other people, I don't know, you know. Again, even such simple advice, like sometimes I see these expats in Thailand, they are so sick. They suffer from arthritis so much that they replace joints with some metal replacement. In heels and in knees and everywhere, in arms, and even in fingers. And I ask them, guys, what do you eat? What do you eat? And they tell me they eat balanced diet, balanced. And balance means mostly from carbohydrates and some amount of protein together with carbohydrates. I said, guys, you can maybe just separate it by time and not eat together. But again, they are just aggressive. They look at me, I'm healthy, I don't have any such problems. They are about my age, but they have developed such problems already. But again, it's not my business. Even if I tell them what to do, they don't want to hear. They look at me and, you are not a doctor, get out. Okay, guys, this is what you decide. This is what you decide. This is why I never trust doctors, medical doctors. I think for myself, okay? All right, okay, then this is again, as I said, I am not medical professional. I cannot give any medical advice. It is even dangerous. It is not satisfying at all. I only get humiliation from this. And I see from number of the visitors to my channel, it's not appreciated also. And this is why I'm already finishing this activity, because I'm finishing the book. And for myself, my purpose to arrange this whole information in my head, to structure it properly, so I understand all my ideas and I work a smart way. Then I succeeded. I succeeded, I got this knowledge. There are some important details, I will work on it, and especially about Senolytics. It is quite complicated stuff and dangerous also. So I work on it because I consider Senolytics is an important part. It is not a main part, but it is an important part of rejuvenation, because in my age I already have quite many of these senescent cells, and I have to remove them from time to time. But in a while, in the long run, I hope the elasticity of my skin, elasticity of tissues will be improved, and then my immune system will work better to to control the number of senescent cells, and then it will be a real rejuvenation. This is what I want to get. Okay. Thanks for taking time to watch this video. If you had the patience to watch it to this end, and subscribe, like, comments, and share information. Your support is very important for me, but not critical. If you support, I will work with you personally. I can give you some personal advice, and not advice, but I share that information with you personally. But if you just expect that to get free stuff, you have to go to the website that are promoting substances which are shortening your life. This is the agenda. Decimation of population. This is in many steps, in many ways. And maybe you are a person not supposed to live long. This is how it should be, and there should be some positive selection. If you are smart, if you deserve to continue to live a good, healthy life, then it is one sort of people, and it's tiny minority. I hope I'm in the number of this minority. But if you are like gullible person with no ability of critical thinking, and you follow just propaganda, may God have mercy on you. Because again, this is your situation is very hard. Okay, I believe so. But again, you will see it. You will see it in 2 years. Life will change a lot, because this depopulation program will be slowly, gradually increase, and the next year is very critical. But then next 10 years to year 1932, about 1932, this is the time to go through. If you will get through this, the next stage, how to survive and how to be able to care about yourself, to produce own food, because all the technology will go down, and no mobile phones, no electricity, and no heating. So you will get to 19th century, and imagine if you cannot survive in such an environment, then again, you decided to do so. So it's again, okay, guys. Thank you for your time, and have a wonderful day. Ciao.